What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we learned a few more interesting things about Destiny 2. This comes in the form of IGN's hands-on first impressions for Destiny 2. So they talk about the story, side quests, a new PvP event called Call to Arms, light level progression, and more. This is written by Destin Legary from IGN, and he starts by saying Destiny 2 takes everything you know about the original game and molds it into a refined, sleek, and shiny new model. Having played it on PC, it's hard not to be impressed with the additional attention to detail, be it the rain showering down on the tower, or the fiery explosions erupting as you ignite a Cabal's fuel tank. The sequel's paramount goal, however, is to address the one major concern heard loudly and clearly through the halls of Bungie, and that is crafting a better story. He talks about the core story regarding the attack on the city, Ghaul and the Red Legion, and says that the story has piqued his interest. For now though, it seems that they only really know as much about the core campaign as we do, but he says what hasn't been mentioned is how you'll discover pieces of lore peppered throughout the worlds. For example, while exploring Nessus, we were given a side quest from Failsafe to locate recordings left behind by early explorers. These describe their struggles after a crash landing and give us a peek at the early struggles humanity endured in Destiny as they ventured out into the unknown. And he says it was a fantastic example of how Bungie is blending the narrative into the world instead of through grimoire cards to be deciphered from your mobile app or the website. Of course, we expect much better story in Destiny 2, and it's nice to know that these little bits of information and history will be scattered across the worlds. Moving forward, he speaks about events. He says there are also flashpoints now, promising Nightfall tier rewards. These are the new reason to get players running to a planet, excited to shoot monsters in the face. Each week, a new destination will be selected as your main point of interest, and you'll be rewarded for completing tasks like public events in our case. If you prefer PvP over PvE, there will also be a new Call to Arms event, though we were not told specifically about the rewards for its completion. These are all parts of the new milestone system pushing you in the right direction. Milestones are how you track your main goals in Destiny. From your map, you can hit LT or R2 to see all of the available missions up for grabs and a clear outline of what you can expect for their completion. It's all about making the path to progression clearer because, after all, the gear game is what Destiny is really about. So some pretty interesting stuff there. Of course, we've heard about flashpoints before, but it's nice to know that there will be a PvP equivalent in the Call to Arms event, which sounds pretty interesting. We'll have to wait for more details about that, but we've also learned about the milestone system, which helps you track which relevant activities you can complete or things that you haven't done yet in the game. So I'm sure these are going to be really beneficial for players of Destiny 2. Up next, he talks about the light level, and he says there will be a light game in some form for Destiny 2. It should be noted that when we played, Bungie made it clear that they were still finalizing the exact details about how the climb works this time around. We do know that engrams drop, allowing you to collect new gear and grow your Guardian, but beyond that, they were vague. With engrams returning, you'll still need someone to decrypt them, and that will be done in the new social space, The Farm. Tyra Khan survived the Cabal assault, as well as a few other staples from the tower, like the Postmaster. And we'll also see a new vault and the soccer ball, and fully scored soccer field. One big difference though is how the social space feels more alive. It will not remain stagnant. As you advance the story, new characters will enter, such as the elusive Hawthorne, among others, and there will be mini events allowing you to get special effects to stand out from the rest. The space can also hold 26 players at once, which is 10 more than the original space. So the new social space sounds very exciting, and it definitely sounds like it will be a very lively place, which represents where you are in your current playthrough of the game and the campaign. And finally, he speaks about PvP, and he says it's probably the largest revamp of all in Destiny 2. Now that your weapon loadout consists of a kinetic primary, elemental secondary of the same weapon type, and power weapons that can one-hit kill but require heavy ammunition, the game is already vastly changed. Add to that making all PvP modes 4v4, and you're going to have a unique experience from Destiny 1. That seems frightening at first, but Bungie have made some smart alterations to keep the events feeling frantic and forcing teamwork while retaining that Destiny feel of excitement with each match. It's hard for me to go into specifics without spoiling our reveals later this month, but I can say that the new control feels much faster paced, but still familiar with the tweaks they've made, retaining moments like those epic multi-kills you love from the original version. He mentions that there will be more about PvP coming on July the 10th as part of the IGN First coverage, and they'll also reveal a new game mode on July the 25th. And he rounds up this whole article by saying, "I had concerns about Destiny 2 before getting more time with it. Was it going to feel too samey? Would I really be ready for another gear game of climbing the light ladder to the top? After getting more hands-on time, the answer for me is yes. It's because of the new systems and clear progression paths Bungie has worked out with the Milestones system. The lore I always wanted to love, but hated fiddling through the Grimoire system to read, has been brought into the game, giving players more reasons to care about the world. The PvP revamp teaches me how to be a better player by leveling the weapon playing field and teaching us to work together. If you liked the original game, then you're probably already on board for the sequel, and if you're a lapsed player from vanilla due to the grind, Bungie seems to be making the path to max light level a brighter one, so you can see the end of the tunnel." So this has been a really good summary of what's going on in Destiny 2 on the whole. There have been a few things that we've learned specifically in this article that definitely sound very interesting, and on top of what we already know about Destiny 2, all of this stuff is super exciting. So I'll be curious to hear what you guys think about any of these subjects down in the comments below, but if you have enjoyed the video, a like is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content, but for now, thanks for watching and have an awesome day.